Hello, my name is Brenda Jenkins, and today I will be presenting my workshop online. I pray that you enjoy it. Effectively listening to your team. This is part of our fourth quarter leadership conference put on by the help authors of the Help for Your Leadership book. The module that I dealt with the 3 quarters before now and this quarter is teamwork and powerful communications. The objectives and scope of the workshop is for leaders building positive relationships with their teams, leaders understanding from their team members' perspectives, leaders modeling positive communication behaviors, and the scope is effectively listening to your team. Have you been in a situation where you really did not understand someone? Communication is so vital to relationships. If not done properly, it can break a relationship. So hopefully you can take something from this workshop that will improve your interpersonal relationship with your team by listening. Let's review from the prior modules, the prior workshops, the powerful communications whole framework. And it's 3 keys for powerful communication. They are acquire knowledge. That's knowledge about yourself, about others, and about the topic. But once you acquire that knowledge, that is not a time for you to act. You don't act yet. You just got the knowledge. Your second key is to manage emotions. When we talk about managing emotions, we're talking about your emotions, those red hot buttons you have, managing those, and also your reaction to others. Because sometimes people will know you pretty well and they know how to push your red buttons, but you got to know how to manage your emotions. And you still don't act at this point. And if you notice the colors, red, yellow, green. Red, no, don't act. Yellow, don't act. You can, and with the yellow, you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. But when we go to our third key, act with purpose, when we are knowledgeable about ourselves, when we are knowledgeable about others, when we are knowledgeable about our topic area, and we know we're going to stay focused on that topic, when we can manage our emotions, when we can manage our reactions to others' emotions, we act with purpose. That's when you want to act. So that was just a review of some of the things we discussed in the other 3 quarters. Now, leaders building positive relationships with their team. Let's talk about interpersonal and what that means. Interpersonal is of or involving relationships between persons or between people. Good listening skills help you understand as well as project a warm and caring attitude. So listening is very, very important. So how well you listen has a major impact on the quality of your relationships. People can tell whether you're listening to them or not. So how well you listen. And then those emotional connections. What type of connections are you having? You know, we got so many emotions running around here. Remember that manage emotions part I talked about? So we want to have that warm and caring attitude. Time. Whoa. We are so busy running around. Do we have time to listen? Do we take time to listen? Listening is very important. And now let's talk about those unspoken words. Unspoken words can say volumes. Okay? Unspoken words can say volumes. Understanding from their perspective, understanding from the other person's perspective. And I'm sure the question come up, how do you do this? How do we understand from someone else's perspective? I'm so glad you asked that question, because we are going to do an exercise. Leaders modeling positive behaviors. Leaders modeling positive behaviors. Role model. We have to be a role model as leaders. We have to show that we have good communication skills. And when the team sees that, they will adapt to that. A leader models good communication skills, and as they do that, they're actually teaching their team. You want to be an advocate for your team too. That's going to show that you care. You want to be an advocate. It shows that you believe in them, you trust them, you accept them. Now let's talk about some listening skills. Some of the things they have on here is pay attention. You gotta, give that person your undivided attention. Not on the cell phone, not on looking at TV. You want to show that you are listening. You want to provide some feedback. Defer judgment. Listen with your senses, with your eyes, your nose, your ear, your mouth, your hand, touching, kissing, hugging. Of course, you won't be kissing in the workplace, but listen with your senses. Okay? Then again, you want to hear from your team's perspectives or with their understanding. And with these here skills, you'll develop truthfulness, and trust goes a long way. You want to be actively listening. And to actively listen, that involves clarifying, seeing what the contents is. That involves acceptance, forgiveness. Think before you speak. Speak softly. Seek to understand from the other person's perspective first. Let me repeat that. Seek to understand from the other person's perspective first. Then speak from your perspective. Make sense? Let's go to the slide. You want to continue learning. Here's how you can get different perspectives, and it brings a volume of information too. As you listen to your team, you want to learn, who are they talking about? What? When? Where? How? When you get all this information, you're gathering in a lot of information so you can see better. You can see more of what's going on, what the dynamics are that's going on. Amen? I hope everything is going okay, and I hope that you are able to embrace this technology I wasn't able to be there in person with you, but I still wanted to present my module to finish up this fourth quarter. Now, you heard of intelligence styles, emotional intelligence. This slide is a list of intelligence styles from the book by Thomas Armstrong. And the title of the book is You're Smarter Than You Think, A Kid's Guide to Multiple Intelligence. I love to go back to the elementary level of learning stuff because everything is learned at that level and then you just add on to it. And I'm a big component of emotional intelligence. Okay? What we have here is 8 different intelligence styles that Thomas Armstrong put together in this book. It's music smart, the appreciation of music, logic smart, figuring things out, picture smart, body smart, people smart. That's when you're interested in other people and how they interact with each other. Self-smart, knowing about yourself. Nature smart. You observe and enjoy identifying and classifying things like plants, animals, rocks. Now you can have multiple smarts, but what I would like for you to do right now is to pause the tape again. With this here in front of you, with these 8 smarts, these 8 intelligent things, and you got 2 things you got to do. You want to, first of all, figure out what are your style or styles and write them down. And then have the team that's in that room share what theirs are. And you know a team is much better than the one person, so I'm sure you're going to have quite a bit of intelligent smarts around the room. So if you could pause the tape again and then go through this table to see what your intelligence style is or styles, and also what each person in that room is, and share. Amen? Now I have for you some practical tips. It's important that you know what your intelligence style is. Remember that acquire knowledge. So know what your intelligence style is. Know what your team's intelligence style is. You're acquiring knowledge of you and the other person. Okay? You want to help concentrate on what someone is saying. You can do this by trying repeating their words mentally as they say it. This will reinforce their message and help you control your mind drifting off to somewhere else. When you talk, you repeat what you already know. When you listen, you often learn something. That's a quote by Jared Sparks. Let me read it again. When you talk, you repeat what you already know. When you listen, you often learn something. Jared Spark. Pause the tape one more time. I really love the engagement. I wish I was there to see the engagement that you guys are going through, because I know you are. But I want you to pause again. And this time what I want you to do when you get ready to pause is make a list of what you have learned from this team in this workshop. This team, what have you learned? Pause the tape. Wrap up. You want to build positive relationships with your team. You want to listen with your senses. Effective listening skills help you understand from your team's perspective. You want to model positive communication behaviors. Remember, when you speak, nothing you say will teach you anything. Only when you listen will you learn. Reference books that was used to put together this module, this presentation on listening skills and the powerful communication was, again, by Thomas Armstrong, You're Smarter Than You Think, A Kid's Guide to Multiple Intelligence. This book is actually in the local library. I loved it so much I have my own copy. And of course, my parenting book that's by myself, Brenda A. Jenkins, and Dr. Loretta Martin, He Is Not Left Behind, He Is With Me, a handbook to encourage leaders while offering tips for raising, while offering tips for raising children. And it's chapter 4, Powerful Communication. This presentation was brought to you by Transparent Teams, Creating Clarity, Connection, and Community. Transparent Teams, Creating Clarity, Connection, and Community. Feel free at any time to go visit the website. Transparent is www.transparentteams.com.